Hey y'all, welcome to Selective Prep Mathematics, test number 13. Again, this is the solutions video for that exam. So quick overview, like always. So multiplying by a fraction is something that we've looked at for the past couple of weeks, although we will take another look at it before our before our solutions today. So let's get straight into it. So multiplying by a fraction, when we multiply by a fraction, before we do anything, obviously it's best to simplify first with fractions. That makes everything easier. But the key point I want to pass on to you guys today is to divide before multiplying, right? Because it's always easier to work with smaller numbers than bigger numbers. So for example, let's say we have a multiplication question here where we have 43 over 96 times 192. We've simplified as much as possible. But is it easier to multiply by 43 first or divide by 96 first? The correct answer is to divide first, okay? So 192 divided by 96 equals 2. Yep, so 2 times 43 is what we have left over, which is 86, and you're done. Versus, if we wanted to do the multiplication first, then it'd be on 192 times 43, which we can't do in our head, all right? Or at least I would probably struggle to do that in my head. Instead of 43 over 96, doing dividing by 96 first, getting a small number, and we can do all the maths in our head, which makes things so much quicker, right? So we want speed, we want accuracy, so we'd rather use small numbers. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is converting percentages to decimals to fractions, not in that order, just in any random order, but I was focusing on the conversions because sometimes they can be a little bit difficult for people. So decimals, okay, that's usually like 0 point something or 1 point something. You have that decimal point in the middle or at the start. Okay, basically that is just a percentage divided by 100%. Okay, so if we have 90%, divide that by 100% to get your decimal. Now, a fraction, okay, is that process of changing percentages to decimals, so divided by 100, but we leave it in that fraction form. So this is our fraction, so we leave it with that bracket in the middle, or that dash in the middle, sorry. And what we do get is, for example, if we have 0.75, okay, that is your percentage over 100, so 75 over 100, okay, and then we just simplify it to get our simplified fraction. Yeah, so it's always easiest to kind of use fractions as you convert from percentages to decimals, or find fractions as you convert from percentages to decimals. Yes, very good. So question 1, which we'll get started on straight away. So I read 4 chapters, which are 18 pages each. So that's 18 times 4. So that is, quick maths, 72. Sorry, that took me way too long to do. I flip back 25 pages. So that's 52 minus 5. So minus 25 equals 47. I hope I'm doing this right. So I read an additional 64 pages, so 107, and then 111. Okay, before I fall asleep, what page was I up to before dozing off? Page 111. Question 2. An agent recently sold a home. They received 7.5% commission. So that's 850,000 times 7.5 divided by 100. Right? Oops. So 0.075 would be your decimal. Okay? Which is why I've just written it as 7.5 divided by 100. So the zeros cancel out here with the 100. Okay, that's 8,500 times 7.5. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to split it up again. So 850 times 75. Okay, so I've taken one of the zeros here and then moved the decimal back. So multiplied it by 10. Now, I'll do this really quickly. So 85 times 75, and then I'll multiply that by 10 in a little bit. So 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42, 7 times 5 is 35, 7 times 8 is 56, 59, 5, 7, 3, 6, 3, 7, 5, and then add the 0 at the end, because we need to multiply it by 10, because it's 850, not 85. Alright, 63750, and then he gives 25% of that amount to his partner. So what's 1/4? So 25% is 1/4 divided by 4. So that's 1, 2, 5, 3, 9, 1, 3, 3, 8 point, oops, so that should be 2.5. So 15938.5 is 1/4. Subtract that from 63750, which is your total amount of money that you made, okay, is 47812.5. Now, apple juice has higher sugar than orange juice by 10%. So if a 200 ml glass of orange juice has 20 grams of sugar, then 200 ml apple juice, I'll call it AJ, equals 22 grams of sugar. Now, how much sugar is contained in a 400 ml bottle of apple juice? Well, it's just going to be double that, so 44 grams. Question 4. Alvin has 4 acorns. Simon has 4 to the power of how many acorns Alvin has? So it's 4 to the power of 4, or 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Theodore is 4 times less than Simon. How many acorns does Theodore have? So it's going to be 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 divided by 4. So this is Theodore. So that's just the same as 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. Now, if there are 12 babies in a cot, they all swap dummies with one another at least once. How many dummy swaps will there be? Okay, so let's look at the first baby. The first baby will be able to switch with 11 other babies. Okay, now the second baby will only be able to switch with 10 because it's already switched with the first one once. Okay, the third baby will switch 9 times, and then the fourth baby 8, the fifth baby 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then the last baby 0 because it's already switched with everyone once. So when we add these all up, we're going to get 66. Now, to park your car at the Coolworths, okay, so they've combined Coles and Woolworths, I think here, you must pay the parking fee. With each minute, the fee will double. Okay, so you're not paying for each minute. Basically, what you're doing is you're paying for all your minutes at the end. So if the parking fee starts at 5 cents, okay, so what will the pattern be? So 5 cents for 1 minute. So if you park for 2 minutes, that's going to be 10 cents. So you're not paying the 5 and the 10 cents. You're just paying whatever number of minutes you parked for, and then you multiply by that many minutes. So if my car is parked for 12 minutes, basically it's going to be 5, okay, for the first minute times 2 to the 11. So it's not 5 times 2 to the 12, okay, because I already 5 is for my first minute, and I just need to double it 11 more times to get to my 12th minute. So 2 times 11, so 2 times 1 is going to be 2. 2 squared is 4, 2 to the 3 is 8, 2 to the 4 is 16, 2 to the 5 is 32, 2 to the 6 is 64, 2 to the 7 is 128, 2 to the 8 is 256, 2 to the 9 is 512, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2 to the 10 is 1024, 2 to the 11 is 2048. Okay, 2048 times 5 is 10240, but this is cents. So divided by 100, go back to, should be $102.40. Okay, so you get part B. Now, Denise flies from Auckland to Sydney, leaving Auckland at 11. So if Sydney's 3 hours behind, it's going to be 8 p.m. The flight takes 2 hours and 40 minutes. What time will she arrive in Sydney? So it's going to be 10:40 p.m. in Sydney. Okay, but, okay, we're looking at 24-hour time. So 10:40 plus 12 is going to be 22:40 p.m. Monday. So technically, if you're looking at 24-hour time, you don't really need the PM, AM, but they've added it just for, I guess, reassurance sake. So it's going to be part B. Question 8. On a map, 2.5 mils represents a distance of 12 kilometers. How many kilometers is represented by 18.5 centimeters? So 1 centimeter is going to be 2.5 mils times 4, because 1 centimeter equals 10 millimeters. And then, so that's going to be 1 centimeter is going to be 48 kilometers on the map. So 18.5 centimeters. So what's 48 times 18? And then we're going to do 48 times 0.5 after this. So that's going to be 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32, 38, and then 48 at the bottom. So 4, 6, 8. All right, 864, but that's not it because we need to add the 0.5 as well. So 48 times 0.5 equals 24. Add that with the 864 and we get 888. So Michael's a meter tall, reaches the first floor button. He has to walk 100 steps to reach the 6th floor, so there's 20 steps per floor. Vince, 1.4 meters tall, could reach the 5th floor button. He had to walk 20 steps to reach the 6th floor. Okay, so it's 20 steps per floor. Lucy was 1.1 meters tall. How many steps does she have to walk to reach the 5th floor? So she gets off on the 2nd floor. Okay, 2nd floor to 5th floor is 3 floors. So that's 20 steps times 3 equals 60 steps. Now, which equation is the odd one out? So all of these will simplify to become 1. So x squared times x to the 4 equals x to the 6 divided by x to the 6 equals 1. So when we have powers and we multiply those two separate powers together, you add the powers, okay, not multiply them. If it was x squared to the power of 4, like this separately, then you multiply the powers together to get x to the 8. But otherwise, you leave them as is, okay, you just add them together. All right, so this is 1. This is also equal to 1, because this will be 119 times 16, I believe, is 304. The only one that doesn't add up to 1 is C. All right, so you can try and test that out in your own time if possible. But for time's sake, we'll end the video here. Key points from the solutions video is when converting from fractions to percentages, it's always used to use decimals as that kind of middle point. Okay, so basically when you're going from decimals to percentages, you get your fraction as well. So decimals is always good because you can kind of use it either way. Now multiplying by fractions, simplest to obviously simplify first and then divide and then multiply after. Okay, so that is the end of this video. I will see you in video number 14 next week.